I mean, we got you in the studio today because you guys have an event coming up.
We sure do. Yeah, it's the Man of Honor Conference.
Yes.
Yeah, happening on January 25th. So in less than 2 weeks or so. Yeah, and we're super excited about it. Yeah, it's the premise around the Man of Honor Conference is we just really had a passion about creating space for men specifically. As you know, at least for me, when I look around, I see a lot of spaces for women. You know, they have conversations, and in fact, you don't even need to create like an organization for women. They just get together, coffee, and talk. We don't really do that as men. You know, we're like, hey, listen, man.
You good?
I mean, you're good, you know, and that's that. And so there was a need for me in my personal journey, you know, to just have some really good male bonding time where you just kind of talk about life and your mental state, heart state, and all that. And so I didn't really find anything that's fit the bill at the time when I was looking.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, you know, if you can't find it, create it, you know, develop it. And that's kind of how it started. And Matt has been heavily involved in that as well.
Yeah. For me, like growing up in every space and every circle that I've seen, maybe except sports, it's all, the numbers are all dominated by women.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not a competition, but if you look in church, if you look.
We're not trying to compete, guys. Right? So don't add him.
Well, you know, we're growing up, all the numbers, like, you know, the stats, you know, it's all stacked against men.
Yeah.
You know, and for me, for this is how do we correct it, or how do we, you know, make the men break this glass ceiling of, you know, coming to, you know, their real potential, you know, to visualize and to see something that's far greater than them.
Yeah.
You know? But other than sports, that's what that I want to be out of this event. You know, men to be true leaders, you know, and all that stuff. So,
Yeah, and so really, you know, on January 25th, we have a great lineup of speakers. We have Graham Bell, who's a CFL ex-player. He played for, I think, the Edmonton as well.
I think so, yeah.
But then eventually, his story is actually interesting, fascinating. Actually, in Saskatchewan, he was playing there. He got mugged. And so through that whole process, he got a brain injury, and the doctor said, "Hey, you'll never be able to play again." And he said, "You watch me." And so not only did he come back in 2013, he won the Grey Cup with Saskatchewan Rough Riders. And so, yeah, he'll be there to just inspire men. You know, the theme of the conference this year is Heal the Boy and the Man Will Emerge. So, you know, as a man, you can be 40, 50, 80, or whatever the case may be. But manhood has nothing to do with age, as you would know, right? It's a state of mind, it's a state of heart. And so, and what keeps us from really, you know, keeping pace, so to speak, with our age is sometimes some traumatic stuff that happens to us as kids, or, you know, just unresolved issues, right? And so we wanted to create space where we can have conversations around just exactly that, and so provide opportunity for men to heal and to grow and to overcome certain things. And so, yeah, speakers will be coming, and so it'll be really good. Yeah, and so it's a full day conference.
Yes,
it starts from 10 a.m. Where we have bands will be playing, speakers.
Who are some of the bands?
Some of the band. My wife is a musician.
All right.
And so her name is Edith Kinda. I'd love for you to have her on the show one day. And so she also released an EP about 4 months ago.
in French.
Oh, for real?
In French, yeah, in English. Yeah, if you go on YouTube and just type Edith.
Is she on Spotify?
She sure is, yeah.
Edith?
Yeah. Oh, now I gotta call them like Edith. You gotta be on the radio.
What's the last name?
Kinda, Kinda.
N-D-A.
Yeah.
Edith Kinder.
Yeah, right. The first one. Yeah, that's her.
You better message her right now. And be like, hey,
listen, man, if you're sleeping, wake up.
You can't be mad at me for the rest of the weekend.
Exactly. Yeah, so she released an EP about 3 months ago, and getting a lot of traction. So yeah, she'll be performing. Matt is obviously going to be on the keys. We also have Glenn Bonds. I don't know if you guys are familiar with who Glenn is.
No.
But he's a local artist here, mostly in the Christian circle.
Yeah.
But yeah, he'll be singing as well. And I mean, the goal here, like I mentioned, 10 a.m. it starts, some music, some speakers, and then Those who are going to have a panel discussion as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, at 4:30 it ends. We have a 2-hour break.
Yeah.
And then in the evening around 6:30 we have a gala as well.
Okay.
Where we'll be actually giving an award to two individuals in the community that exemplifies the values of men of honor.
Okay.
Right?
What are the awards?
It's just an award. It's a general award that, if you're a servant leader, somebody who mentors others in the community, somebody who really provides space in your own right for other men to really, grow, evolve. And so, we've identified 2 individuals who we're going to be honoring with that award. And so, it's going to be, we're also going to have a dance, a dinner, and it's going to be a full day of fun.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Matt, did you have anything you wanted to add to that?
Are you coming, Greg?
Oh. Yes, he is.
Yeah, that's a good question.
She just totally volunteered me to come.
Yeah.
Danny, you got to come too, right? There's a gala in the evening.
I might bring my boys.
Please?
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
You won't. Well, you can tell them how old her boys are. Can
How-
you guess?
no.
Take a guess.
I'm going to guess
17, 18? Younger or older? Just put a thumbs down or thumbs up. Which direction should I go? No way. 21. You got a 21-year-old kid.
I have twins.
Twins. Nice.
Oh, my goodness.
She looks like she's 21.
Now you look good for your age, for
Thank you.
sure.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
wow,
Thank you.
wow.
I don't know what it is about. You need to bottle the Fountain of Youth, and you
Yeah.
need to sell that. Get it out there. I'll market it for you.
I'll market it for you.
I do a lot of drinking, so maybe that's maybe I'm just preserving this inside.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, so
like when in the space of usually when people hear about like men's conferences, men's this, men's that, we live in a space today where immediately people go to this toxic masculinity, blah blah blah.
yeah.
What do you say to people that come at you with that energy right off the bat when you say it's a men's conference?
It's funny that you actually mentioned that. Yeah, we've been getting that energy. Society is changing, as we know. Different boundaries are being pushed, and the idea of masculinity is changing. But I still think there's value in preserving, that traditional sense of what a man is supposed to be, right? Like, what I mean by that, we don't want to complicate it. Men are providers. Men are society. They provide, safety in society. They provide, strength in society. And then we don't want to convolute it and start talking about, all kinds of other ideas, surrounded by men. We just want to say, hey, listen, man, if you're a man that you're looking to level up your life because of some confusion in your life or because you have some instability in your life, hey, here's a space where you can just connect with other men. And that's it. Yeah. There are other agendas, there are other ideologies surrounding men, especially in this day and age. And it is what it is, right? But we want to conserve and protect an idea of manhood. And so, Matt.
For me, is how do we, separate toxic from masculinity? So, I know we're not a large movement, but I still believe in masculinity. Toxic masculinity is whatever it is, but how do we separate? Because toxicity from masculinity. Men are to be protectors of, especially in my marriage. My wife looks to me for the emotional protection, the actual security protection. If someone is banging on the door, I'm not going to say, this is an equal space. So
You're going to answer
it's your turn.
Yeah, it's your turn. It's 50-50 in this household. I went last week.
So I still believe in that, all of that, and women find it sexy too, like when you are,
in that masculine state.
You're masculine, not toxic, but
and don't get me wrong, like we're not trying to talk about creating an idea where men are domineering or overpowering the opposite sex. That's not what we're trying to do here. We're just trying to say, hey, listen, there's a certain look and feel, where if you achieve that as a man, not only do you feel right about yourself, and not everybody would agree with this, don't get me wrong, but it's a look and feel that we are trying to achieve or trying to create, within this organization, where if you achieve it, you would have a sense of calm, a sense of purpose, a sense of destiny for yourself. And to Matt's point, there are certain females or other individuals out there that are looking for a certain type of man, right? And for us, it's a man who lives honorable lives, right? Whereby they pursue integrity, they pursue honesty, they pursue the idea of wanting to protect and care and create a space for their family in society as well, where they can be trusted upon and lean upon for safety, for guidance. And so that's really what we're trying to do within this Men of Honor movement and conference.
All right, well, we'll talk more about it right after this.
That's good.
Oh, that's awesome. So we were talking before the break about the perception around when you bring up saying you're having a men's anything.
Yeah.
What are some of the other kind of goals or that you are hoping to accomplish with this long term? Like, where do you see this conference going?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good way to put it is that we're not affiliated with any organization. Although we do, the core values that we stand by are Christian values. And so what we hope to see with this movement is actually, it's funny that you mentioned that. We've actually people are already reaching out to us, because they've seen our content on social media and on Facebook and so on and so forth, just asking us, hey man, we want to do something similar, whether it's in Mozambique, think about it, Africa, somebody reached out to me, Ontario, somebody reached out to me, and the co-founder lives in Ontario. He was actually going to be running another Men of Honor conference there. So we want to be able to share the love of God, to the understanding of manhood based on biblical principles to the world. And so and really the goal is to spread that, and we're already seeing waves of that, people actually reaching out, as I mentioned, and the goal is to go nationwide, and if possible, to be able to run a Men of Honor conference, whether it's in Saskatchewan or obviously in Alberta, BC, and so on and so forth. And I can see that happening. Even Matt and I were chatting and talking about the long-term vision of what we see this becoming. And we're very hopeful that in about a year or two that we can start seeing different branches of it. Yeah.
I'm looking into networking, so we can pull a lot of different resources to assist and to direct men into whatever need they may have. There's a lot of and correct me if I'm wrong, there's a lot of spaces for women and so forth, for children and so forth. That I would like to see, like a job bank. How can we help men to jobs, resumes, and all that stuff.
But like when we put out our 2025 vision for Men of Honor, we don't. It's not just about having a conference. It's a one-day event. I've been to tons of conferences. I'm sure you guys have. You can travel all over the place. It's a rah-rah experience, and you go back home, and you kind of go back to your own reality. It's about having a space. So we have a WhatsApp group where we interact, and we're hoping to build that up a little bit in terms of the contents we provide there, and to create a little bit more interaction. But it's about the men experience. So we have this conference where we're trying to bring information to men about how they can improve themselves. But then we also want to create a space where there's a father and a daughter experience, right? Where daughters and fathers can really have a space to connect, like a date night experience, where fathers can validate their daughters, speak into their life, show their admiration for them. But there's also a father-son experience that we're trying to put together sometime in September, where it's specifically focused on fathers having an experience with their sons. As you know, fathers can be, or men in general, can have busy lives, right? You come to work, you do your thing, but a dedicated time where it's just, hey, Danny, like, this is your time. This is not, about other things. It's like me and you going out, let's go shopping, or you and me, going out on a hike, or whatever the case may be. So we're just trying to create spaces for men to be able to do that. And then, so it's just various opportunities where men can have natural connections or intimate connections with either their sons, their daughters, or their spouses, or for themselves, right? And so that's the long-term vision, and we want to do that nationwide, and that's really the vision,
Oh, you got anything, Danny?
I got plenty.
Go ahead.
Hit 'em.
Ready?
Hit me.
I don't have plenty. So you said men.
Yeah.
Can someone in their teens, like 15, 16, come to this?
You know, our ideal demographic is anywhere between 18 and 35, 40. That's the
Okay.
ideal demographic.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean that anybody outside of that, demographic can't come or can be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the content that we create is tailored to those individuals, to that group set.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you're 15, 16, I think if you're 12 or under, maybe
won't
not.
understand.
So I
Yeah.
mean, 15, 16, 17 definitely would make sense. And so anybody really within that age range can definitely be a part of it.
Okay. What are, not giving it all away, what are
Yeah.
the topics during your panel that you'll be discussing?
Yeah, so some of the topics we'll be discussing is around, as I mentioned, the main theme is heal the boy and the man will emerge, right?
Right.
And so we really want to explore various things within a man's life that keeps them in that childhood state.
Okay.
Whether it's, and nothing wrong with gaming, nothing wrong
Yeah.
with, just hanging out with the boys or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that. But as you would know, there's a certain point in your life, you're just called to level up, right? To be able
Yeah.
to take on responsibility
Accountable, yeah.
and to be able to be accountable. And what are some things that would keep you not valuing the need to level up and take on responsibility and rather just stay in this vegetation state, so to speak, where you just want to game out, hang out with the boys or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the topics where we want to talk about is what are some things you can do as a man to perhaps overcome things in your life or experience in your life, traumatic experience that's still keeping you at that childhood, boyhood stage.
One of the most dangerous persons in society is a boy with a lot of money and resources.
Yes.
Yes.
He's going to just
Seeing a
satisfy.
lot of those.
He's just going to satisfy his primal urges, right?
Yeah.
So that's where we see a lot of sexual abuse and all of that stuff. Pretty much it's bad for society. So
Yeah.
that's one of the things that we're looking to tailor to.
Yeah.
But yeah, not to call anybody's name, but
Yeah.
yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So you said young men.
Yeah.
Are you planning on continuing this as a mentorship
Yep.
for those young men that are out there that don't have that person to look up to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long term, what we really do see is exactly what you just mentioned, the mentorship. As I mentioned that I've been to tons of conferences. You have to, like, a one-day experience does not change lives. It does not. It probably gives you gems or maybe ignites something in you, but doesn't necessarily provide long-term solutions, right? And so what we do want to do is provide long-term solution. I think, and I don't think it's about us being the face of it and providing content for people to consume.
Right.
I think it needs to be an interactive space
Yes.
where it's a group chat, and hopefully we want to create a space that's vulnerable and people feel comfortable to have discussion, whether it's online or in person, and where an individual can say, hey, listen, man, I see you, I would like to mentor you, or I'd like to be in your life, and then they connect and bond and do that. Not to say that we won't be providing content, not to say we won't be providing information for people to consume.
Yeah.
It just means that we want it to be more of like a natural thing where men are connecting with one another, with a younger individual, and saying, hey, listen, walk with me. You can call me, here's my number. Call me anytime you want to have a discussion about whatever, right? But yeah, it's about providing a space where other men can also be, or younger man can be mentored as well, for sure.
And to realign men to core values, to certain core values, to which they can, so that's my beacon. So what are certain core values, according to these core values, then I can basically adjust my life accordingly. So those are some of the things that we'll, in terms of content, in terms of topics that we want to cover. What are some fundamental values that men, as a man growing up, a boy growing up, those fundamental values, how do I stick to them? Play out.
Cool. Well, we'll get more into it after the 8 o'clock news break. We're gonna
The thing is, I think I made a point earlier about boys who have all the resources, all the tools, using it, in the wrong way.
Yep.
That's one of the things, man. Like,
It's a good way to circle back.
If you have money, you're gonna
Yeah.
I'm going to wield, the source of my power. How do I, hang on to that power? It's,
Yeah, and those are topics that we want to explore, right?
Yeah.
It's like, how do you keep yourself in check, right? In spite of, the resources you acquire, who you become as a person. How do you maintain? How do you start doing responsible things?
Yes.
As a man, in spite of what you're becoming and who you're becoming over time. And so, yeah, those are all topics we'll be exploring at Man of Honor, and we're looking forward to it. So.
Yeah. Well, we got 10 minutes left. Do you want to hit them up with the date, time, location, how they can
Tickets, all the
tickets,
info.
all that
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah.
All the things.
Let's do it. Date, January 25th.
my birthday as well. I'm just hitting you guys up with all birthdays.
Shout out to myself.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, January 25th. Our time will start at 10 a.m. First session starts roughly about 10:30, and then we're going all the way. There'll be a break between noon and 1, and then it goes all the way to 4:30, where we have our last session around 4 p.m. then. And then
The venue's at
the venue is the People's Church, right here in the west end of town.
Okay.
I can give specific address, but you can also find it on Eventbrite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eventbrite has all the details. Just search for Man of Honor. All the details will be there in terms of time, dress code, who the speakers are, who the musicians are, what time to arrive. All those details are available there. But it's promising to be a really great event. We're looking forward to it. Our speakers are really excited about it. If you want to find us, you can go definitely on Facebook. Just search for Man of Honor. On Instagram, Man of Honor as well. You should be able to find our lovely faces there promoting the heck out of this event. So
And you got passes for me and Danny? Is that what I'm hearing?
oh, you know what? Say less.
All right.
It's done. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I need 2 extra.
What was
Yeah,
that?
She needs 3 passes.
I need 3.
She needs
Say less.
Her and the boys.
Say less.
Okay.
We got you. I mean,
All right.
the honor of being here, we have to be able to make sure you guys are well,
Yeah.
comfortable and enjoying the experience.
Yeah,
So,
no. I'll definitely be coming through.
Yeah.
Good food is going to be there too.
Yes.
Food is going to be there. Like that. I like
By
that.
the way, he's got a business,
Yeah.
and you'll be catering at the business. Tell them a little bit about
What
it.
don't you do?
Yeah.
So I'm one of my wife and I, we run the Jamaican Jerk Shack restaurant in the West Edmonton Mall.
You.
It's
It's me, yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. I've been looking at this guy and I'm like, I've seen you somewhere. I don't know where I've seen you, but I've seen you somewhere.
He does it all, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I've met
It's
your
all
wife.
becoming
Lovely.
clear now. It's
Yeah.
all
Full circle.
Yeah.
All right.
The circle is
So
complete.
they'll be catering lunch and the dinner
Oh,
as well during,
perfect.
at the gala. So
Okay.
it's going to be a packed day of great stuff. And so if you are a man and you just want to experience what it looks like to have conversations that are wholesome, non-judgmental, come through. You can get your ticket on Eventbrite and just search for Man of Honor. Like I said, all the details will be there. And we're looking forward to seeing you all at the
Yes.
People's Church.
Yeah. One of the things I want to plug here too
Yeah.
is that it's not going to be a religious event or a churchy
No.
type of thing, but it's we're gonna cut to the core of what again attempt to cut to the core of what a man should be.
Yeah.
When a man is really connected and he's carrying these core values, like he's unstoppable and he's going to be attracting a lot of things, while he's going on his journey.
Yeah, good point. For those of you thinking that this is a religious event, that's not the main angle here. Although, having said that, it is a faith-based.
It's based on faith.
correct.
But it's not, a church experience. And so,
It's not being forced.
no,
Yeah.
by no means.
Yeah.
Like the main core is really dealing with manhood, right?
Yeah.
That's really the main focus of
Because
the event.
you have pastors who are boys too.
That's right.
Yeah. So
That's right.
awesome.
Well, we'll leave it there. Thank you all for riding with us this morning.
Thanks for
Yes.
having
It's
us.
been a
Yeah,
pleasure.
thanks for coming in. Looking
Yeah.
forward to coming by the 25th.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll be, heading down there after the show on the Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Figure it out.
We'll be in the house. We'll be in the house.
Yeah.
Uh,